Thank you, sir, for that glowing accolade. I appreciate it. To those on the call, thank you for being on the call. This is probably one of the most important calls or video conferences you'll ever be a part of. And as the boss says there, for me, I travel 150 days a year around the world with our military. H2F is probably, for me, the biggest step forward in the last 20, 30, 40 years, when we started to realize that human performance, forget the machines, without these people that use these machines, nothing will happen. Holistic health and fitness was implemented to remind us of the interconnectivity of the warfighter and the ecosystem in which they actually live, train, and fight. The food we eat connects us not only to our environment, but also our economy, our health and performance, and to each other. You know, nutrition has the power, in my opinion, to not only heal, but also harm, to connect and to make comfort. So the Army is now really stepping up and putting a lot of money behind all of what the general just said there, using nutrition as a benefit for our soldiers. Today, you'll hear from an amazing group, as the general just said, of subject matter experts. And I want to make sure that you continue to listen, even though this is virtual. I wish we were all in a room together because it's much more fun. But this is about soldier readiness. This is not just about waking up in the morning, grabbing something quick after PT. This is about the whole holistic approach. And one of the things I find, you know, we generically go into these things of the NFL, the NHL, then we go into the special forces with 4-3, a completely different feeding protocol, go for green, all these other things that have gone before H2F. And it's really interesting because if you look at the subject that we're talking about here, is breakfast, lunch, dinner, or as the athletes and the coaches and dietitians from professional sports teams will tell you, you know, every couple of hours, we need to feed our body in some way, shape, or form to be able to get the results we want. So for me, when I visit the dining facilities, it's all about the education, and it's a big circle because it starts with people. Where do we come from? What are we used to eating from our social and economic standpoint? Then we join the military as a young man or woman, and all of a sudden we're thrust into this different world where we're up at
Hey, Chef.
Okay. Hey, Chef, I think we lost your audio there. Can you check your microphone?
hang on.
There you go.
Am I back?
There you go. You're back.
So for all of you on the call, it's about how do you make the changes in your dining facilities? How do you protect your squad? How do you educate your men and women that work with you to eat healthy, to change their lifestyle, but really educate them not only in the barracks and in the warrior restaurants, but also where they're buying food, how they're buying food, how they cook food at home. And it's physical, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's all those kind of things. But it's also about the food that we purchase for the people to cook for our men and women that wear the cloth of our nation. And it's been a huge project for me over the last 10 years. And it will continue for me because I truly believe if we feed these athletes, and that's exactly what they are, forget what you've been in for 20, 30 years, the military has changed. And so is the stress on the body, so is the stress on the mind. And that's why we have, like the general just said, all these amazing folks now, the dietitians, the chiropractic care, all things that special forces have had for years. And now we're starting to realize that physical and mental health of our men and women that do these arduous jobs. What are the Fortune 500 company would actually allow a 19-year-old or 20-year-old young man or woman to take over a $180 million company? Yet we do in the military because we have Air Force folks flying drones, we have tanks, we have ships, we have all these things that make a difference. One person is tired in the morning, crashes a $180 million drone. That's a very expensive breakfast. Sir, I mean, I can go on. I don't want to take too much time, but with all this mental readiness, the sleep readiness, the nutritional readiness, the physical readiness, and the spiritual readiness, each one of those segments is so important to the growth of our military. And I know you're after it, and I know you're leading this amazing charge, and I'm just happy to be part of that charge. If you have any questions, please, by all means. I just got in from cooking at for 400 Marines last night in Cherry Point, so I'm available for whatever you want, sir.
Hey, thanks, Chef. I mean, you're an awesome teammate, and you are an inspiration to many of us. I really appreciate you taking the time to kick this off. I know your schedule is crazy busy. I know you're taking care of nutrition. I know you're taking care of physical. I'm a little concerned about the sleep, Chef. I'm just saying. I mean, I think you're one of these 4-hour-a-day kind of guys. But
I did get 2 hours sleep on the plane coming from Cherry Point this morning, so I'm okay, sir.
Well, you probably fly a different level of category in the plane too. Thanks so much, Chef. Really appreciate it.
Sir, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Guys, please stay focused on this when you're watching this, even though it's virtual. It's really important.